What if Dark Souls was funny and meta? I'm sure is a question you've never asked. Well, the last year of Nostalgaia is the answer. Developed by Over the Moon and released in 2022, it's a comedic Souls-like where the world of games is reverting back to pixels, and only one stick man can stop it. So is it worth a go? Let's start with the story, the game's most unique feature. The story is told very similarly to Dark Souls, as in it's kind of vague. You got to read item descriptions and talk to NPCs who aren't super helpful, so I might get stuff wrong, but there aren't any hour-long videos on YouTube like for Dark Souls, so you'll just have to take my word for it. The world of Nostalgaia is the manifestation of games' memories. It's a place where protagonists of other games would go to complete their hero's journey to prove they are a hero. At the end of their quest, they would sacrifice themselves in order for new heroes to be created, so they could do the same. Very much like in Dark Souls, where people sacrifice themselves to keep the first flame lit. But one hero refused to obey, the main villain, causing the world to decay and go from HD to pixels. As a result, the Great Forgetting happened. The NPCs began forgetting they were NPCs and turned hostiles, questioning if their lives had any meaning since they keep getting killed by the heroes. This led to them becoming anti-heroes, and it's why they attack you, the hero. New heroes that spawned would be corrupted, their equipment would be pixelated, one of the heroes you meet will be missing her face, like that famous Assassin's Creed Unity bug. This continued to get worse and worse until you show up as a stickman, the last hero. It's up to you to restore the world and fix the cycle. It's a different take on the Dark Souls story whilst hitting similar beats. The Great Forgetting is like the Hollowing, there's a cycle and someone refuses to keep it going. Something else that is similar is the gameplay. It's Dark Souls, like straight up Dark Souls. You got a stamina bar you have to manage, your souls get dropped when you die and you have to make it back to them. There are bonfires, there's magic, and some animations are just ripped right out of Dark Souls. There's nothing wrong with this, I love the gameplay, but it feels pointless to explain in depth since, well, it's just Dark Souls. It's one of the easier Souls-likes I've played, the most I died to a boss was 3 times. But it can have its challenging moments when you're trying to get to a new bonfire. If you like your Souls games, you'll like this game. I'd rather talk about what the game does differently. First is the Remembrance system. When you find new equipment like armor or weapons, it will always belong to a previous hero. It will be pixelated, this means it's not at its true potential. If you look at its description, it will give you a clue on where to remember it. Go to that place in the world, said equipment will start vibrating in your inventory, and you can unlock its full potential and make the equipment HD. Weapons will gain a buff and a special move like a spin attack. The more equipment you remember, the more buffs you'll get for your character. This encourages you to remember all the equipment you find even if you don't plan to use it. You also unlock a little story about the equipment's previous owner and what happened to them. As most of the equipments are references to other games, this means you can imagine they are on about some of your favourite gaming characters. There are a lot of games referenced through the equipment. We have a Keyblade for Kingdom Hearts, the Blades of Chaos for God of War, a Shovel for Shovel Knight, a Cane for DuckTales, Master Chief's armour, but here it's Master Chef, and even a loop with coloured buttons for Guitar Hero. It's fun to imagine Sora or Kratos or Isaac Clarke walk the same path as you, only to meet their end. Hell, you even meet Dirk from Dragon's Lair at some point. Everyone's forgotten him, just like in real life. If you can't figure out the clue, you can hand the equipment to a creepy Kirby-like creature. He will eat it and upgrade it for you, but it won't come with buffs or any bonuses, and it won't count towards your character buffs. It's a nice alternative if you don't want to bother with the system. I really like the Remembrance system. It actually got me to care about what I was picking up and got me to think about the world more when I was trying to solve the clues. Normally in a Souls-like I stick to one weapon and everything I pick up becomes meaningless. It's also neat that they went through the trouble of making 2 different versions of each equipment, one in a pixelated form and one in a HD form. Solving the clues isn't too difficult thanks to other players leaving messages telling you to remember. Honestly, only like 3 places didn't have any message on it. But it does lead to a lot of backtracking. Fortunately, this game takes its level design from Dark Souls 1 in the best way. You don't unlock the ability to fast travel between bonfires until you rest at the last one in the game. Before this, you can set one bonfire to be able to warp to, so you can set it to the first bonfire you have made it to and backtrack to another one without having to go all the way back the way you came. Instead of fast travelling, the game is interconnected like Dark Souls 1. I love the interconnected world, it's why Dark Souls 1 is my favourite of the 3. You know when you're taking that elevator down from the top of the map and end up in Firelink Shrine, and you're like, wow, I didn't realise I was this close all along. They have managed to capture that feeling here. There are so many shortcuts to find. You'll often get to the end of an area, find an elevator that leads back to a locked door you found ages ago in a different area. It's sick. This made exploration one of my favourite parts of the game. Plus there are hidden items all about the place. You will learn where all the shortcuts are if you're trying to remember all the equipment. It makes the world feel real and not just a series of levels put together. The levels are often connected by NPC break rooms. These are where the NPCs used to go when they weren't needed. In here you'll find costumes they wear, and there will be funny messages like, remember to miss occasionally. It's incredibly meta and helps flesh out the world. The narrator helps with this. He is telling the story but is against you and is incredibly snarky. At the start of the game you'll have a customization screen where the sliders don't do anything. The narrator will start the intro but start really quickly and comment on how shit the customization options were. He will then give up on telling you the intro. He doesn't think you're a worthy hero as you are just a stick man. He used to enjoy telling the hero's journey, but as each hero failed he has become more and more bitter. This is why he is against you. He'll mess with you throughout the story, sometimes spawn a train to run you down or making the credits appear early. He is a fun addition that will keep you on your toes and doesn't care about the fourth wall, kinda like the narrator from the Stanley parable. Another thing that will keep you on your toes is the levels. There is a nice variety here of each bringing unique enemies. We have a town, mines, the lost woods from Zelda, a keep and a city to explore. With the DLC we even get a blocky Minecraft level. In the mines you will have an enemy that calls in reinforcements if they see you, the woods is covered in a deadly fog and you have to activate towers in order to light the way, and the keep has these floating staircases that you can move. They were well designed and look distinct from each other. The art direction helps with this. The game has a retro look to it, like it's trying to feel like an old game. Textures will look pixelated and simple. It's a unique blend of 3D and 2D visuals that shows the worlds degrading in real time. When you activate a bonfire, the area slowly shifts from pixelated to HD. It's always satisfying to watch. It's a fairly unique style which helps the game stand out and have a nostalgic feel. Ultimately I had a great time with The Last Hero. It's Dark Souls which I love with a setting that's made for fans of games old and new. This is definitely one of the better Souls-likes I have played. Absolutely give this a go if you're up for Dark Souls with jokes and nostalgia. Time to rank it. First, is it better than the other Souls-like I've played for this channel, Hellpoint? I think it is based on the world and the story. This might be nostalgia talking, but I'm feeling number 13. The Last Hero feels like it was targeted at me with its world and gameplay, so it's going quite high. I'm putting it above Death Stranding 2. That game would be higher if it had a better story and more challenging gameplay. But I can't put it above the first Death Stranding, as that had a great story and quite addicting gameplay for me. It is also very unique compared to The Last Hero, which is just a very good Dark Souls clone. So yeah, new number 13. I'm now going to try and remember where I put my equipment.